Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. The Forbidden City, this magnificent and majestic imperial palace, served as the royal residence during the Ming and Qing dynasties. With its existing wooden structure, the largest and most well-preserved in the world. It was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. Every visitor stepping into the Forbidden City is inevitably awed by its grand architectural layout, exquisite craftsmanship, and the royal dignity that once filled its halls. Deeply marveling at the extraordinary architectural wisdom of ancient people and the profound historical weight behind the palace's luxury. However, among the many sights and stories of the Forbidden City, there exists a particularly special one, the arrow embedded on the plaque of the Longzong Gate, which, after enduring over 200 years of wind and rain, has never been removed. It stands as a silent witness, telling of breathtaking and thought-provoking history. According to historical records, after the Qing dynasty entered the pass, the tireless efforts and careful governance of emperors Kangxi and Yongzheng gradually led the country to the peak of prosperity and strength. Emperor Kangxi defeated the three feudatories and resisted Russian invasions, solidifying the territorial integrity of the nation. Emperor Yongzheng implemented a series of reforms, rectified official corruption, and integrated land taxes, greatly enhancing the country's economic strength and administrative efficiency. Under their wise leadership, the Qing dynasty achieved political clarity, economic prosperity, and social stability, laying a solid foundation for future development. However, as the wheel of history moved into the reign of Emperor Qianlong, the situation quietly changed. From the moment Qianlong ascended the throne, he inherited the vast wealth accumulated by his predecessors. The country was peaceful, the people lived in harmony, and the early years of his reign were smooth. But as time passed, Emperor Qianlong gradually became immersed in his cultural and military achievements, beginning to pursue a life of luxury and pleasure. He frequently toured the southern regions, wasting enormous human, material, and financial resources, lavishly spreading wealth wherever he went. Local officials vied to flatter and appease him, presenting rare treasures to win his favor. At the same time, corruption flourished in the court, with He Shan leading a group of corrupt officials who formed alliances to plunder the people's wealth. They exploited their official positions to sell titles, embezzle public funds, causing immense hardship for the common people. As a result, social contradictions grew increasingly sharp, and local rebellions erupted one after another. Among these, the White Lotus Rebellion became the most representative. The White Lotus sect spread widely among the people, advocating resistance to Qing rule and the salvation of the common folk. It attracted a large number of oppressed lower-class people, and its influence quickly spread to multiple provinces, delivering a severe blow to Qing rule. Despite Emperor Qianlong's repeated military campaigns to suppress the movement, the flames of rebellion kept rising and falling, never completely extinguished, and the country had plunged into turmoil. After Emperor Qianlong's death, Emperor Zheching ascended the throne, facing the broken and chaotic mess left behind by his predecessor. Emperor Zheching was keenly aware of the seriousness of court corruption, and upon taking power, he acted decisively, capturing the corrupt official He Shan and confiscating his enormous fortune as a warning to others, in an attempt to reform the court atmosphere and restore order. However, the long-standing problems could not be solved overnight, and the loss of people's trust could not be easily reversed. The country's economic and social contradictions remained complex, and dissatisfaction with the court was still widespread. In the 18th year of Zheching's reign, a branch of the White Lotus sect, the Heavenly Reason sect, led by Lin Qing, launched a large-scale uprising in Beijing, Shandong, and Hunan. The Heavenly Reason sect's insurgents had a clear goal: to assassinate Emperor Zheching and restore the Ming dynasty. At that time, Emperor Zheching happened to be out hunting, as imperial hunts were large-scale events. To ensure safety, a significant portion of the elite military forces accompanied the emperor to the hunting grounds. leaving only a small number of soldiers stationed in the palace. The insurgents of the Heavenly Reason sect keenly seized this opportunity, believing the time was right. They swiftly organized forces to march toward the capital, advancing relentlessly toward the palace. Soon after, the uprising army led by Lin Qing stormed into the capital and surged towards the imperial palace like a tidal wave. Due to the insufficient strength of the palace guards, they were unable to withstand the fierce attack from the uprising army. The rebels searched the palace for the whereabouts of the Zheng Emperor, but found nothing. Later, with the strong resistance from the palace guards and continuous reinforcements from the Qing army, the rebels gradually found themselves in a difficult situation. Like headless flies, they scattered and fled in all directions, ultimately retreating near Longzhong Gate. At this point, the rebels realized that the situation was lost, but unwilling to admit defeat, they made a last-ditch effort, fighting fiercely with the palace guards in a desperate struggle. In the chaos of the intense battle, an arrow, whether from the rebels or the palace guards, flew through the air, accurately striking the plaque of Longzhong Gate. This dramatic and iconic moment was frozen in history. As reinforcements for the palace guards continued to arrive, the disparity in strength became more apparent, and Lin Qing's uprising army was ultimately overwhelmed, completely eradicated by the palace guards, with no survivors. After the battle, the palace was in ruins, a scene of devastation. While cleaning up the battlefield, the palace servants discovered the arrow embedded in the plaque of Longzhong Gate. In ancient times, the plaques of palaces were regarded as highly significant symbols, representing the authority and power of the imperial family. Unless there was a clear order from the emperor, no one dared to touch or alter them. Thus, the servants decided to temporarily leave the arrow in place, waiting for the Zheng Emperor to return from his hunting trip before making a decision. When the Zheng Emperor returned to the palace and heard of the shocking event of the Tianli sect rebels attacking the palace, he felt deep shame and self-blame. The Zheng Emperor realized the severity of the rebellion during his reign, which had nearly endangered the imperial family. And this was undoubtedly a huge challenge and insult to his governing ability. After careful reflection, the Zheng Emperor made a far-reaching decision, to permanently keep the arrow embedded in the plaque of Longzhong Gate, as a reminder to himself and future generations. He hoped that this arrow would constantly remind him to be diligent in governance and love the people, to always pay attention to the suffering of the people, to resolutely prevent and suppress rebellion, and to ensure the long-term stability of the country. Furthermore, the Zheng Emperor issued a self-condemnation edict, deeply reflecting on the problems and mistakes in governance during his reign, and expressing his remorse to the people. This self-condemnation edict demonstrated the Zheng Emperor's willingness to face reality and take responsibility, and also, to some extent, eased the tense relationship between the people and the court. From then on, the arrow embedded in the plaque of Longzhong Gate became a unique historical feature of the Forbidden City, standing strong for more than 200 years, through the passage of time. It not only witnessed the historical process of the Qing dynasty's decline, but also became an eternal symbol of warning, constantly reminding future generations, he who gains the hearts of the people gains the world. He who loses the hearts of the people loses the world. Rulers must be diligent in governance and love the people, focusing on people's livelihoods, to ensure the prosperity, stability, and long-term peace of the country. Today, when people walk through the red walls and yellow tiles of the Forbidden City and stop to gaze at the arrow on Longzhong Gate, it feels as though they are transcending time, experiencing the magnificent, yet cautionary history, drawing lessons from it, and better understanding the present and future. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.